Okay, it's Sunday morning, barely morning, because I got a late start. It's really cold in this trailer. It's not heated, and I just hate working in the cold. I hate wearing jackets and long sleeves. So, I do think I can get this bench built today, but let me tell you, my back. Friday afternoon, I went to my chiropractor, and he was able to put my back together instantly. It was instant relief, and he knows just what to do. And he can put his hand on your back, and he can even tell you what's not right. And sure enough, before I even told him what was the problem, he pointed out where the pain was, and he knew what to do. So anyway, I had a rib pop out. If you've never had a rib pop out of your, where it's supposed to be back around your spine, then you have not lived. Anyway, that he fixed it immediately. It was just a little sore after that, but anyway, I'm good to go now. So what I'm going to do now, I have a stud finder. I'm going to find my studs. I'm going to measure up 28.5 inches from the floor, because that will be the top of my frame. And then I'm going to set about 1 inch of tabletop on top of it rather. But first, I'm going to drink a cup of coffee, and we're going to discuss keeping your political views quiet so as not to offend other people. Let me go get my coffee, and we'll sit down and talk about that. Oh my God, Becky. This is a desert ironwood on the dinner skinner for David. And golly, that's coming out nice. I love this stuff. It is the hardest wood I have ever sanded. It's even harder than stabilized wood. But boy, it comes out nice. I intend to go in there. I really am gonna do that buffing bench today, but it's just still too cold in there, so I decided to do a little work on this. This is so hard, and desert ironwood has an oily resin in it, and I think this will buff up real nice, and it'll be a really nice satin sheen on it. So that's what I'm going to do. All right. I'll do the underside, and then start working on the sides. And at noon, it's like 11:15 at noon, I'm going to start on the bench. Well, it's just a few minutes before noon, and I have got this sanded up to 800. Now I have to get my buffing room built and finished so I can put this on the buffer. That is truly some scrumptious wood, man. Absolutely. I don't know why. I just don't know why it's my favorite part of knife making, but the handle absolutely is. I cannot wait to put this on the buffer. And here's what it's gonna, under here, the metal in the tang and the metal down the spine is gonna have a high buff along with the handle. And the blade is a satin finish. And that's really going to be a heck of a combination. It's, it's all grimy. I just pulled the tape off it, so it's still got adhesive on it and stuff. But I cannot wait to put this on the buffer. That's going to be beauty-muss. That's desert ironwood. That is some fantastic figure. Very, very expensive wood. It's actually the most expensive wood that I ever buy. But this is desert ironwood presentation burl is what they call it. And, I keep telling myself that I'm going to have to, do I have $1 on me? No, I don't. I'm going to have to set $1 here, because I have this nagging fear that people may order this and then be disappointed in its size. It's not a big knife. Here's my hand. I do have kind of big hands, but if I had I don't have my wallet on me, or else I'd put $1 next to this, and you'd get a, here's a coffee cup. I mean, it's not a big knife. It's here's how much I can just get my pinky on it. As a matter of fact, let me see. Do I have yeah, I have a tape measure right here. Wait. So it's about a 7 1/4 inch knife. The blade is, I don't know where you measure from. The blade is, the usable part of the blade is about 3 1/4. So it is a small knife, but it's big enough to hold on to it with a good grip. Anyway, it is the smallest knife I make. And it's also the least expensive, although this fella here paid extra for the mosaic pins and the desert ironwood. The desert ironwood was $52. And the pins are kind of a wash. I'm not, making anything. I'm just breaking even on pins. But so basically, for the knife with brass pins and wood that I have in, it might be walnut or oak, or it'll be something pretty. I even have some bird's eye maple. I have a lot of that, so I could even put bird's eye maple on this for $105. But this is my smallest knife, and it's also my cheapest knife, except for this example, because he paid $165 for this, and the difference is the desert ironwood and the mosaic pins. But it's going to be a beautiful knife. Okay, now I'm going to do the buffing room. Let's go build the bench. There's a stud. There's a stud. Let me get my pencil. Okay, 16 inches, huh? Hard to believe. Right there at the seam. Right there. "16-inch centers on a 1983 model bubble home." Who'd have thought? Home Depot should be ashamed of themselves. They should stop calling these 2x4s and just call them 8-foot long bows. As I had to pick through 100 of them to get. I mean, look at that, twisted, bowed. Look at that. I'll have to use this as the shorter pieces in the bench. Here's one, and I can make this work. All right, let's get this party started. And here's how I mount something to a wall. This is 3.5 wide. So what I do is come down about 3 3/4 inches from where I want it to bolt to the wall, and just drive a screw. And then I balance this on it, and I attach one end, and then I put my level on this, and I raise the other end up until it's level. And that's how I do things by myself. Good enough for a mobile home. All right, let me finish putting a few more screws in here, and I'm gonna put a shelf up under here, but I have to cut it and then lean it up in there because I'm gonna put some legs down here, and there's gonna be probably 4 legs the length of this. I'm really trying to take some of the vibration out of this, where the trailer will absorb some of the vibration. So I want to bolt it to the wall really solid, bolt it to the floor really solid with legs, and I'm going to put a couple of cross pieces across here just to put a real lightweight shelf under there. And I may not do that. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to get this screwed to the wall and get that done. All right, I'm fixing to go cut 4 legs. I'll be right back. That is going to be one solid bench. Okay, I'm fixing to go make my, well, actually I'm going to have a cup of coffee. And then I'll start working on, first I got to drag my OSB around to this side because that's where I'm cutting, just outside these windows. And start marking it out. Well, yeah, while I'm waiting for my coffee to percolate, I'll tell you what I'm going to do about lighting. This is an amazing light. It's really bright. I'm buying 2 more of them, but I'm going to mount them a little bit lower. What I'm going to do is hang a piece of plywood about 1 foot wide right here, right in line with the buffers. I'm going to hang the plywood, probably 2 foot down, maybe 1.5 feet. And then I'm going to screw my lights to it. And then I'm just going to run a cord up to that because these LED lights, they don't pull a lot of electricity. So the lights will probably be about head high for me. All right, I hear the coffee percolating. Yeah, I'm going to buy a piece of plywood. And the thing is, if I buy some really thick stuff, I only have to use half of it for the top. And that will leave me with a nice piece to make a bench table type thing over here. Because eventually I am going to get either a Tormek or a Wen knife sharpening thing. Stone, whetstone. And I'll do that in here. So, yeah, that's what I'll do. Okay. So I'll see you tomorrow then, because I'll upload this and let you know where I'm at. You'll see this Monday morning. By the time you see this, I'll be in my truck headed to Lowe's to get a piece of plywood.